that this season's going to be any different than the previous two. I just, maybe I wish they would show like more. I wish they, because Skip, you remember Mike McCarthy said like, man, everybody's really quiet. It's going to be the pad day. I want to hear somebody fired
for first day in
pad. And I know that's a tiring time, Skip, because the way Mike Shannon, my previous coach in Denver, Skip, it was always the third day. Okay, now you really, really sore. So you really got to get your mind prepared to thud it up.
Yeah. I was talking about the calm before the storm. Yeah,
Skip, I want to hear somebody getting it up. Let's go. Let's fire it up.
Okay, but that was you.
Yeah.
That's what you provided.
Okay, well, who there for the Cowboys?
Maybe there's not anybody yet, just yet.
So
I'll get to my answer.
Okay, yeah. But so for me, Skip, I'm not convinced. Maybe as we progress, we'll see more of the guys play. We'll see what they look like in the preseason game.
Yeah.
And so we'll get a better sense of what they have, because I don't think any of the starters played any in the first preseason game, the Hall of Fame game. But Skip, I just want to see more. I don't know. Maybe it's a different time. Maybe the guys. I just came from an era where guys were getting fired up in training camp, because you had to do that, maybe because they don't need to be fired up. They're only practicing once a day. But, Skip, it was a grind. You know what it was like to be out there 2.5, 3 hours, twice a day, hitting. Ain't no walk through. Walk what? Pads. Full pads. Full boom tank to the ground. So you got to get somebody had to get us going. I want to see that for the Cowboys. I want to see that fire. I want to see that passion. Somebody on the defense, on the offensive line, take the offense or defensive side of the football, take the Bulls by the horn and says, let's go. Because your coach, you're going to talk about the coach.
Oh, are we? Okay, I have a whole lot to say about what I saw and did not see last night on Hard Knocks. Number one, biggest takeaway. You predicted that Jerry would dominate Hard Knocks. He did not dominate episode 1. Maybe he'll dominate other episodes, but episode 1, he was just another player. Yeah. I'm talking about playing a part.
He definitely did not. He did not feature as much as I thought he would.
Okay. But when he was featured, we got to see Jerry operate as the GM of the team. He is the GM. He is on the phone with the trainer. Oh, well, what's going on?
But, Skip, you know good well owners don't do that. Owners don't call the trainer.
Okay, but he is still operating as the owner and operator of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
And you got to see him in action.
Yes.
Question Mike McCarthy. How's Dak? We didn't call him Dak. Calls him Prescott.
Yeah.
How's Prescott's arm? What do you think? And the problem, when I watched Jerry, and again, I've been around Jerry in those situations many times before, he's still not fluent in football. It's like he still doesn't quite get it. He can't speak it very well. Where it's always a little awkward and a little off kilter, right? Like it doesn't come across as convincing, right?
Right.
As he's the GM of the team. He's not cool with the way he's expressing himself. Right. And then weirdly, it shows him he's got some little hamburger, or was it a breakfast?
That's a breakfast sandwich. Did he put salt on?
He's putting salt on it. And I'm saying, Jerry, if you want to last much longer, he's always talking about his mortality. Maybe you shouldn't salt that thing.
What did Jerry, 78, 79? Yeah, he's like, man, I'm going to go out and be happy, man.
I don't care. I'm just going to eat whatever I want to eat, and I'm going to salt away, right?
I think it's plenty salty enough, because that looked like it was sausage.
I think it was. Okay, so that's the Jerry part of it.
Right.
But I told you yesterday, I predicted this, and I'm giving you credit because you predicted before the draft the best defensive player in the draft is Micah Parsons. Said Shannon Sharp, the Hall of Famer. And you just might be right. Again, I thought Patrick Surtain Jr., son of a great cornerback in the NFL, I thought he was the perfect fit opposite the other Alabama cornerback that we have, that he would be the bookend corner, and here we would be set for the next 10 years at cornerback.
Right.
And your Denver Broncos stole him right ahead of us, and he will be a bona fide star for your Broncos.
He's looked good in camp there.
He has. Okay, he's just a stud. But listen, Micah Parsons, he is going to be the breakout star on and off the field. And when you talk about somebody out there to get him up, he was getting the rookies up before pad day, before the first pad day. But he's not a veteran yet, so he doesn't have any respect.
Yeah, he doesn't carry the cachet.
Not yet.
Because he's a rookie.
Not yet. But they show him sitting next to Leighton Vander Esch on the bench, and Leighton's a little threatened by him, because he turns to, I'm paraphrasing now, it came off, but he said, You're trying to make every play out there in the Hall of Fame game. You're trying to make every play out there. You should just make the ones that are yours.
Right.
He's trying to tell him, hey, Rook, stay in your lane out there.
Well, Skip, I think the thing also is that sometimes when you try to make all the plays, you run yourself out of position.
Okay, which he did in practice once, and then Dan Quinn was getting on him during the game on the phone.
You got to get wider.
Okay, you got to get wider. He's just freelancing. And he admits it. It's just see ball, chase ball.
Right.
But all of his gambling will pay off because I promise you, I'm on record. I'm going to predict this. Micah Parsons will be the biggest reason they win the NFC East this year. I'm not predicting any more than that, but they will be a playoff team because they will win the division, because they will be much improved on defense, starting with number 11, a rookie, because they don't have that. They've never had that. It's been years since they had somebody who will fly around and make plays like that.
Skip, his talent is undeniable. When you look and you see the things that he can do, I mean, you're not to be that big, that fast, and he's sudden. He's sudden. Now, Skip, he's gonna make some mistakes because he's a rookie.
Yeah, and they're going to take advantage of his over-aggressiveness.
Exactly. Exactly. It's just like, Skip, you saw the one-on-one. What did the fullback do? Hit him with an out and up because he know, I'm going to get this play, I'm going to make this play.
And he just turned to him and said, good route. Okay, all right, because you got me. You got me. But I loved his nature with the way he was interacting with his rookie teammates because they're starting to follow him. And you could hear it's the first practice, and you could hear somebody yell out, holy bleep. He is fast, right? Yeah. That man is fast.
Oh, you can tell.
He's flying. And all you need to do, it's a weird number to pick. He said he wanted number 1, but Cedric Wilson had it. Said, I could have had number 1. But he's number 1-1, number 11. It's kind of a weird number for that position, but I'll take it, right? So he's going to be the breakout star on and off the field, and I think he's going to dominate the next 3 episodes of Hard Knocks.
Yeah, and Skip, I think the thing is, for when you watch him, you can tell that he has natural leadership skills.
He does.
He just happens to be a rookie, so he's not going to be able to. He's not going to be in that role just yet. Right. But I also, Skip, I think for me is that going back and looking at training camp, and a lot of things when I'm watching these, it reminds me because I remember my first 3 or 4 years in Denver, Skip. That's what we had to get to practice. We had bicycles, and as a rookie, I didn't know anything about that until I got there. But I didn't have enough money to go buy no bike anyway, so I would just steal the vet's bike. Just like Zeke stole Dak's bike, I would steal the bike, but it would cause some conflict. Bro would want to fight you about stealing their bike.
Well, is it really their bike, or did they just sort of take ownership of it? Isn't it like a camp bike?
They're the camp bikes, but guys, when I was in Denver, they actually purchased bikes and actually ride because only Dan Reeves and John Elway had golf carts. Now later, once Mike Shanahan got there, he saw the problem that it was causing with the bicycles, guys stealing the bicycle, taking your chain off or stealing your tire. So what good is a bicycle with one tire, Skip? You can't go nowhere with it. So Mike says, to cut down confusion and fights, everybody's just going to be able to get rides on the golf carts.
And obviously, after a 2.5-hour practice in the sun, it's a little bit of a walk to the door.
Yeah. And Skip, you already made. You're like, okay, I just want to get on my bike, go, and your bike's gone. So you can see the problem, Skip. You're already on edge. You had 2-hour practice. Maybe you didn't have the best practice. But for me, Skip, did you see anything last night? And I know it's early. Did you see anything that convinced you, like, okay, this team's going to be different?
Just Micah Parsons. That's the only big difference. Well, because he's a huge difference.
Yeah, he is.
And look, did I enjoy seeing sort of inside the Dak-Zeke friendship? Sure, I did. And we got to see them in action with each other.
When you go buy me a Go Yard bag?
I think you got about 12 of them already. Am I right?
I got that very bag that
well, there you go. Okay, I'm way ahead of you. Okay, and Dak, he is so guarded and so careful in his interviews. At least I got to see him behind the scenes a little bit.
Right.
And I got to see him get frustrated with McCarthy for not letting him have some more practice reps after their metrics had shown in the meeting after the practice before.